Hello student. Now I am going to start a new subject, engineering mechanics. In engineering mechanics, we'll discuss different motions of the object, the parameters of the motions. Mainly it is the angular motion in addition to translation motion. Now, as per our syllabus, as per the AICTE guidelines, the subject is divided into 9 modules, and in each module a number of chapter is there. So as per this schedule, we have divided our lecture into 40 topics, subtopics. This is the lesson plan, consists of 9 modules and 40 lectures. Now I am going to start my first lecture on this subject, engineering mechanics. The present one is lecture 1. The topic is free body diagram. The topic of this is free body diagram, and it is abbreviated as FBD. So let's go to the topic now. In addition to free body diagram, we are also going to discuss basic kinematic and kinetic constants, condition of static and dynamic equilibrium, and some common and typical supports and joints. Our course has been divided in 5 COs, course outcomes. Free body diagram belongs to CO1, which is the understand the basic concept of statics, dynamics, vector, tensor, and free body diagram. The objective is the student will be able to describe and analyze all the forces that act on a body to determine equilibrium according to Newton's first law or acceleration according to Newton's second law. Okay, while a discussion of free body diagram, first we need to know what do we understand about this body. We know body means anything, any object, an animal, a vehicle, furniture, whatever is it. But here, our concerned body is the point of interest. Concerned body means, let's consider you are sitting on a chair. If we are discussing about, say, what balance you have, then the concerned body is your body. On the other hand, if we want to measure the strength of the chair, balancing capability of the chair, or we want to design the chair,
then our body is the chair. So depending on this, we'll classify the body, we'll define the body. And in our engineering mechanics, the body is the beam. Before discussing the body beam, we need to more clarify about the example that I have told you about the chair. Say our concerned body is the chair and you are sitting on this. Then what is happening? You are applying a force to the chair as you are supported by the chair. So your weight is acting on the chair. Again, chair is in contact with another support, that is the floor. Floor is also giving some force to the chair. This force is the reaction force. So, what are the forces working on the chair? Your weight means you are applying to the chair, number one. The reaction provided by the floor, which is working vertically upward, while weight is working vertically downward, your weight. And the third force is the weight of the chair itself. So under the action of these three forces, the chair is in equilibrium. So though it is static, still there is a number of forces working there. Then what is the free body diagram? The free body diagram means you have to free the body from all contacts. So what is your concerned body? Your concerned body is the chair. What contacts are there with the chair? The chair is in contact with your body and the floor. In the free body diagram, neither your body will be there nor the floor will be there. Only the concerned body will be there, means the chair will be there in the free body diagram. And you and the floor will be replaced by the forces. You will be replaced by a working force on the chair. Maybe it's your weight, or you are pushing or pulling the chair by your hand, then that force. And the other force, that is the floor, will be replaced by the reaction force. So this is the free body diagram. The body, the chair, is free from all contacts and it will be replaced by forces or reaction forces. So this is the free body diagram. So now we'll give another example with an illustration. Let's proceed to that.
As already you have discussed that the body means anything, and here we are particularly interested about the body as the beam. So what is beam? In structural elements, in various type of structures, especially in civil structures, we have seen the beam. In your house, a number of beam is there, which is a horizontal bar type object. Horizontal means it supports the vertical load. Always beam is subjected to vertical load. The beam, various types of beam is there, like the I section beam, as it is shown in this figure. Means cross section of this beam is I. Especially in railway track, this I section beam is used. in the structure of house, the rectangular cross-sectional beam that is used. And when a number of beam is connected to make a structure, there it is called the truss. Say in bridge, a number of beam is connected by inclined and vertical elements. Inclined element, there is the vertical elements, and this beam is supported, connected by like this. Then it is the truss. Example of truss. So in our free body discussion, beam mainly we will go to discuss. Then what is the free body diagram? Already I have discussed. Again, I am giving another example. Let's consider a block. Block means weight. It may be a table. It is on a horizontal floor here, and a man is pushing the block. Now, you need to know what forces are there involved. We know that to draw the free body diagram, the body should be free from all contact surface. So for this block, what are the contacts? It is the floor, other contact is the man. Now, the equivalent structure as free body diagram is the man is applying a force, namely P, at a certain direction, at a certain angle. A vertical reaction that is provided by the floor, and a friction. Though ideally sometimes we assume that no frictional surface is this, but actually in all surface there is to some extent frictional forces are there. So friction forces, the weight of the block W. So under these four forces, the block is in static equilibrium condition. Definitely the forces should balance as per the condition of static equilibrium that we are going to discuss later. Now it is the moment of a force. What is moment of a force? Moment means force into perpendicular distance. If you want to close the door, try to understand what is moment of a force and what is the importance. In cases of rotation, the moment is relevant word. Let's consider a door is there, your door of your house. You want to close the doors. Now, what should be the point of application of this force? There is an axis of rotation of the door about which the door is rotating while closing and opening. With respect to that axis, the door is rotating. Now, you can apply the force near to the axis or very apart from the axis. And from your experience, you know, if the point of application of the force is near to the axis, you need to give more effort, means more force need to apply to operate the doors. On the other hand, if you apply your force at the end apart from the axis of rotation, you need to apply less force to get same output. Here output means rotation of the door. It indicates that while closing and opening of the door, means while operating of the door, or in case of rotational motion, to achieve rotational motion, force is important. But in addition to that, another parameter is there which is also important to measure the output. That parameter is at what distance you are applying the force. From the axis of rotation, at what distance you are applying the force. So, this force and the distance together forms the moment of force. Now, the moment of force is called the distance into multiplied by the applied force. So, to know the rotational effect, the moment is relevant, rather force. While we know that for simply translation, say moving along a straight line, only force is relevant. No distance parameter is not relevant here. But for rotation, in addition to force, distance is also required. Means here moment is relevant. In details, we will discuss the moment. Now consider a beam, the horizontal beam AB. There is applied force P. In addition to that, a moment is also there. The symbol of moment is like this. It is represented by this arrowhead symbol. As the moment of force causes rotation, that's why the symbol is like this. Now, what is the modeling of the body? Here, modeling means what types of body we will consider. Mainly three different types of body we are going to discuss in engineering mechanics. That is particle, a rigid body, and non-rigid body. So first, particle. What is particle? If the dimension of the object is not relevant, but a mass is there, so in that case it will be considered as the particle. On the other hand, if dimension is also important or there is a significant dimension, then that body may be two types, rigid body and non-rigid body. As already I have discussed you that all the structural element body beam subjected to a number of forces and moment system. Now under the action of this force, if the body deforms, a deformation is there, deformation of the body means the body does not remain in the same shape, then it is called non-rigid body. While under the action of forces, if the deformation is not significant, rather we will consider that there is no deformation under the action of force. The body may move in a translation motion or rotation motion. Translation means a linear directional motion. Linear directional motion or rotational motion. But no deformation is there. In that case, it is the rigid body. So this is all the bodies that we are going to discuss. Out of that, we will consider in our next lectures in different topics. We will discuss on rigid body. which is not deforming and have a particular dimension. Then what is the two basic types of mechanics that we are going to discuss, that is kinematics and kinetics. Now, kinematics means, under the action of force, a body may be displacing, and you want to find out and what types of displacement is there. It may be a translation. Translation means moving from one point to another point in a straight line. Then it is the translation. While rotation means it is rotating about an axis. Now, translation may be two types: along the y direction, along the x direction, or in any particular direction. In that case, translation has two components: y component and x component. And parallelly or separately, a rotation also may be there. Now, in the kinematics, we are going to discuss the translation or rotation, means movement parameters of this motion: velocity, displacement, acceleration, all this. But we will not discuss the force that causes this motion. There it is, the kinematics. And what is kinetics? Kinetics means, in addition to the displacement, the motion parameter, our point of concentration is also on the force that causes this motion. So at its gist, we can say that kinematics means only motion parameters, velocity, acceleration, and displacement we are going to discuss. And in kinematics, in addition to that parameters, the forces will also discuss. Now, what types of forces are there? When a body, object is in a state, then there may be some supports. As already I have given you the example of the chair, example of the beam. Beam itself supports some load. Again, it is supported by another structure. And this supports restricts the movement of the body. This restriction is the constraints of the rigid bodies. Motion. Now we have to find out what we need to know: the condition of static and dynamic equilibrium. So what is that? Let's consider a beam AB is there, and it is subjected to a number of force like P force. As already I have given you the example that it is supported by two supports. Then the force working there is RA, RB, P, all this. And let's consider a moment is also there. In that case, condition of static equilibrium means, if it is static really, then as per Newton's law, there should not be any net force, because we know if a net force is working on the body, then it will get accelerated. And that's why the condition of static equilibrium is summation of Fx is 0. So what do you mean by the summation of Fx? You see here, the forces working P, RA, RB is working in various directions. Now, resolve the forces, say P in horizontal and vertical component, RB in horizontal and vertical component. RA itself is only in vertical component, so you need not resolve it. Now, add all horizontal components, these RBX and nothing. So, this 2 is the horizontal component. The summation of these two components must be 0. Again, summation of Y component is also 0. Why? Because it is static. Means there is no x directional movement, neither y directional movement. So no x directional movement means summation of fx 0. No y directional movement means summation of fy is 0. Means total force in y direction is also 0 as it is static. And another point is moment. As I told you that moment causes the rotational motion. That is also a motion, but it is the static structure. So moment is also 0 here. On the other hand, if it is in the dynamic condition, then summation of fx is max. M means the mass, ax is the x component of linear acceleration, and y is the linear acceleration in y direction. So summation of fy equals to ay. Whereas if there is moment is not 0, mo is not 0, then summation of mo equals to I alpha, where I is the mass moment of inertia and alpha is the angular acceleration. So what is mass moment of inertia? In the subsequent topics, a separate chapter is there where we will discuss in details the mass moment of inertia. Now what is the typical supports? So what is support? You know, say it is a beam. Beam is our concerned body. Definitely, a beam must be supported by some supports. Let's consider here. It is showing this is the beam. It is inserted in the vertical wall. So this wall is the support. And what is joint? So there must be a joint between the wall and the beam. So this is the joint and this is corresponding support. What different types of joints and corresponding supports are there? Supports are mainly termed by named by the joints: roller, pinned, fixed, and hanger, and simply supported supports are there. So that we are going to discuss in detail. First, let's consider the roller support. You see, this is the roller structure. In actual case, you have seen sometime that a heavy load is supported by this type of roller. So what's the function of this roller? In actual case, if this beam is supported by this roller, then no vertical displacement of the beam is possible, but a horizontal displacement is possible because this roller can roll and horizontal displacement of the beam is possible. Now, what is about the reaction? You try to understand, if a body under the action of force can displace in a direction, then there is no reaction. Reaction will appear if under the action of force there is no displacement. So what is this? Let's consider you are striking on a wall. Wall will not move, and that's why wall will also give a opposite reaction. But if you strike on a ball by the same force, the ball will move, get accelerated, and that's why there is no, in that sense, that types of reaction. Means that is in case of that there is a dynamic condition, dynamic case. So that reaction we will discuss in dynamics. But in static condition, if the support does not move, due to this support, the object does not move in a direction, then there will be a reaction, and if it can move, no reaction is there. Now see here, this roller support, rollers means two roller is there, two or more than two or one, sometime roller is there, and in beam is supported by roller. The joint between this roller and the beam is called the roller joint, and corresponding support is the roller support. Now, as I have told you, the roller resists the vertical movement, no movement in y direction. But in the x direction, it's possible that the roller is moving. So, as in x direction, roller can move, so no x component of reaction. But in a y direction, movement is possible, is not possible. So there is a y component, or this is the y component of reaction. Now definitely, to have the reaction, the action force is required. Means a component of Fy must be present. If no F is working, here two component of this F force is Fy and Fx. If F is not present, then no question of this reaction. Now, if say horizontal force Fx is there, still no horizontal component of reaction, as under the action of this force, the beam can move in the x direction. So this is the roller support. Then consider the pin support, and the corresponding joint is the pin joint. So what is pin joint? See, here it is given the example of knee joint here. You know, the knee, it can move along this direction. Though here it is possible that it can rotate like this, but it cannot move from the joint. So here, in this case of the beam supported by a pin joint, no movement in x direction, neither the movement in y direction is possible. And that's why both the component of reaction Rax and Ry both is present. Again, to have the reaction, force is compulsory. If no action force, this is the action force, no reaction. So if F is there, in that case, both of the component Rax and Ray may be there. Maybe, why I am saying that maybe, because if any of the components, say Fy component of force is 0, then definitely Ray is 0. And similarly, if Fx component is 0, then Rax is 0. If both the component of Fy is present, then both the component of reaction is there. So this is the pinch support. The third type of support is the fixed support. This type of support. A beam is inserted within a wall. Is a fixed support and corresponding joint is a fixed joint. Here the bones of skull is an example of the fixed joint. Fixed joint means what? Neither a rotation is possible nor the movement in x or y direction. Nothing is possible. And as no rotation is also possible, that's why a moment is working along with the reaction force Ray and Rax. In the previous example, say the knee joint, a rotation is possible. So as rotation is possible, no moment will is working there. Under the action of this force, no moment will drive, develop. But here, no rotation. As is fixed joint, fixed means neither translation nor rotation, no movement is possible. So all component of reaction along with the moment is present working on the support. So this is the fixed support. Another is the simple support. So here it is given an example. It's a natural thing, say a number of stones are supported by this type of vertical support. It's simple support. In that sense, no joint is there. Simple support. A beam and this is the support. The simple support is to some extent like the roller support. As here you can see that the horizontal movement of the beam in x direction is possible, but no vertical movement due to this support. And that's why only vertical component of reaction is there, as the support resists the vertical reaction. And though x component of force is there, but still no horizontal component of reaction is present. Same to the roller support. Generally in the structural support, simple support is not used. Okay, now let's summarize different types of support. We have discussed four types of support. These are the list here, and we have represented in a tabular form. The allowed movement and the constants. Constants means the restriction. In the roller support, the vertical movement is restricted. Only vertical movement is restricted. So vertical reaction is there. In case of pin support, vertical as well as horizontal, both the movement is restricted, means constraints. So both the reaction component is there. In the fixed support, the translation motion, vertical and horizontal, is restricted, as well as no rotation is also possible here, as it is fixed at that end. So, in addition to two component of reaction forces, Rax and Ray, a moment is also there that is developing at the joint, fixed joint. And the last one is simple support. that I already have told you. It is similar to the roller support, means only the vertical motion is restricted, so vertical component of reaction is there. So this is all about our free body diagram. Now there are references that I have used to prepare these video lectures at this.
Okay, student. So this is all about our free body diagram discussion. Feel free to contact me in my official mail address if you have any queries. And now, in the next class, we are going to introduce a new chapter, bending moment, shear force, and bending moment diagram. I will request you to follow the lectures. Thank you for listening this lecture. Thank you.